What is up YouTube? It's Gordon here from Gordo's Photos. Hope you have a fantastic day today. What a weekend. Here doing a talking head video. I didn't get a chance to get out and actually shoot any videos this weekend. I was too busy doing photography work. Things are progressing with my photography business, which is fantastic. So happy. Just before Christmas, I mentioned to you guys in one of my videos that I had signed up to a lead generating program. It's paid off. Finally got a photography gig out of it, and I did that gig yesterday. So today I'm just talking about how I found that service, how I went about getting that lead, and what it felt like to actually do my first paid photo shoot. It was fantastic. So let's get on with it. So I guess the first thing I'm going to talk about is the service itself that is generating that lead for me, multiple leads per day. So the service is called Service Seeking. I don't know if it's available in other countries. It's been available here in Australia for a little while now, apparently. I stumbled across it about November last year, looked into it, looked like it was going to be okay, signed up for it. So what you do when you first sign up for the service is you actually talk to somebody in a call center, which for me it was an Australian person in an Australian call center, and they actually worked out where exactly I wanted my leads to come from. So make sure that I was getting leads coming in from the right areas, leads that were for the right services I provide. So photography, videography, wedding photography, event photography, product photography, any type of photography that I'm able to or willing to do, I added them all to my list of services that I provide. I then had to work out what geographical area I wanted my service to come from. This is where it was a little bit tricky in my opinion. I live right on the coast, so if I did a 10-kilometer circle around me, 5 kilometers of that circle would be out in the water. I'm not going to get any leads from the water, so it wasn't going to work for me. So I thought about moving a couple of suburbs over and putting that as my center point, but I wasn't going to get many leads. I was going to get maybe 1 or 2 leads a day. Chances of me actually getting any business from that was going to be pretty slim. So I actually spoke to the girl on the phone, and I said to her, yeah, I'm a mobile person. I don't mind where my leads come from. I'm happy to travel to the Gold Coast, which is about an hour's drive south of here. Happy to drive to the Sunshine Coast, which is an hour north from here. Happy to drive to Toowoomba, which is about 2 hours west of here. So really, my geographical area is not limited to any great distance. A couple hundred kilometers in any direction, I'm happy to travel for the right job. Obviously, I can pick and choose which jobs I want to quote on, but that wasn't going to allow me to do that within their normal package. So she was really nice. She worked out a package that was going to suit me. I paid a one fee for the year. It was $250 Australia. Paid that, including all taxes, everything like that. Paid that for the year, and it actually gives me an area from, as I just said, from the Gold Coast to the Sunshine Coast, out as far as Toowoomba. So probably about 300 or 400 kilometers radius of where I am at the moment. That's covered under my banner. So obviously I'm not the only person in that area who will get leads, but I've got a fairly big area where leads are coming in from. So I'm actually getting 5, 6, 7, 8 leads per day coming in through the service. It's really good. Notifies me on my watch, notifies me on my phone when the lead comes through, and I get an email saying when the lead comes through. So obviously the quicker you can respond to the leads, the better it is. Next thing I had to worry about was I had no reviews. Obviously brand new on the service, nobody had used me before. I wasn't going to be getting any reviews from anyone, so people only want to work with people who are getting reviewed, who have got reviews. So I contacted a couple of people I take photos for on a regular basis, a couple of the groups I do, a couple of people I've taken wedding photos for, and I asked them to do testimonials for me. A couple of them did, no problems at all, and they've now appeared on my profile. So I've set up my profile, I've set up my area that I want to work in, I've set up my services I want to provide. Now it's just a case of waiting for the leads to come through. That's where I'll jump in and show you guys on the phone of how it actually worked. So I'm going to do a screen record on the actual iPhone. So I haven't done these things before, so hopefully it's working. So the app itself is called Seeking Service, which is this one here. So it allows you to get leads to come in. I've got no current leads because I've gone through them already today, and I've actually cleared a lot of them, so I probably shouldn't have done that. It goes through all the leads that are nearest to me, all the latest leads, and it also goes through all the expired leads, ones that I either didn't quote on or I didn't get. So obviously there's some jobs I just don't want to do, there's some jobs that I'm not able to do, there's some jobs I just don't feel comfortable doing, so I don't want to be doing those sort of leads. So like Jade's wedding video and wedding videography job, like I'm sure I could do that. It was just too far in the future. It wasn't something that I was ready to commit to right away. So I didn't even quote on that job. But there's other ones there that I have quoted on. So, but these lists here is the ones that I haven't heard any responses back from. You've got your quotes tab. So this one here goes through the ones that I've quoted for throughout the time. Pricing is very something I'm still trying to work out where I need to be with my pricing. $1 million question: how much do you charge for your photography service? Really, I don't know. I'm trying to work out something that's going to work for me and that's happy for me. So I try and charge on a per hourly rate. I try and keep it around the $130 to $150 an hour. That's where I feel comfortable. Obviously, for every hour of photography work I do, I've got about an hour of editing to do. So I want to make sure, you know, I'm getting enough to cover those 2 hours of work for that 1 hour of actual shooting. So, you know, because the editing side of things does take time. It does take time off, you know, and you've only got the same 24 hours a day that everyone else has. So, as you can see, this particular one here, the one that I won, $125 an hour, Bronwyn's family and portrait photography job. That was the job that I went and did yesterday. It was so much fun. I wasn't quite sure about it when I first won the job. I didn't know if I was going to get it or not. I just put the quote out there just as an off chance. So it was probably a good 45 minutes drive from my house. Happened to be just around the corner from the in-laws, so that worked quite nicely. I quoted the job. In the job description, it said must have experience working with toddlers and children, or babies and children, sorry. I have worked with children before. I take photos of my nieces and nephews all the time. Hadn't really worked with babies, young babies before. Wasn't something that I had any experience with. So I made that very clear up front in my quote. I've worked with children, but I hadn't worked with babies. So she was quite happy with that. She was happy with my rate, and after a quick discussion on the phone, I got the job. I did up a contract of a photography session contract, which I'm going to be doing for every one of my sessions going forward from now. It just covers me as a photographer, and it covers the client as the person being photographed as well. So in that, it just goes through how the customer's going to be paying, how much they're going to be paying, how they're going to receive their photos. Yeah, things that are outside of my control. That if I can't take the photos for some reason, I'm not liable for it. So yeah, it protects me and it protects them. So I sent that to her. She was happy to sign that, and I rocked up to the photo shoot on Saturday morning. Got there, lovely family. There was about 15 people in total that I was taking photos of in group. 4 generations of the one family. So yeah, from the great-great-grandchildren right down to a 9-month-old baby that yeah, what part of the family had flown in from London just for the family reunion and the photo shoot. So it was a lot of fun. Took some group shots of the family itself. Took some individual shots of the you know, couples and you know, mums with kids and stuff like that. Grandparents with kids and lots of stuff. So all up took about an hour of my time, and it took about an hour or so to edit the photos. Edited those photos today, and I've sent them off to the client, waiting for her approval and waiting for her to pay the invoice. She'll be fine. I'm happy that she's going to pay the invoice. It just felt really good to actually get out and take some photos and know I'm going to get paid for it. I've done lots of photo shoots so far where I've been given free entry to stuff, where I've been given free drink cards and stuff like that. And you know, those photo shoots are a lot of fun. But it's more fun to know that at the end of the day, I'm going to get cold hard cash in my hand. So I'm happy to say I've progressed from being someone who wants to be a photographer to someone who actually is now getting paid for photography work. Next step is to find the next one. So I'll be keeping a close eye on seeking services, and hopefully another lead will come through that I'm willing to jump on and willing to quote and win very soon. So my plan is over the next 6 months or so, gradually get to do 1 or 2 photo shoots every weekend. Just gives me that little bit of income coming in, so I can start adding things to my kit and start getting to that point where I no longer need my day job. As you guys know, the whole point of this channel is to follow my journey from where I was last week as a full-time employee working for somebody else, not enjoying my job, to where I want to be, which is a full-time photographer working for myself, taking photos for myself, and making a good, honest living out of that. So anyway guys, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of the video. If you liked it, let me know what your thoughts are. If you didn't like it, leave a comment below. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I could do better. I know one of the things I have a habit of not doing is keeping my eye on the lens. I have it watching over here, which is where the screen is. But it's something I'm working on, and people comment all the time. I don't mind, it doesn't bother me. I know it's something I need to work on. So leave a comment, it really, really helps my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm really, really wanting to get to that 100 subscribers so I can change from my URL being youtube.com/channel/blah to youtube/c/scordosphotos. That's where I want to be, and my goal to get there is to get the 100 subscribers. I'm at 37 as of the recording this video, so I've got a long way to go. So do me a favor, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button. That's it for today guys. Have an awesome one. Peace out.